Well, hello there.
We are exactly 4 days late for this video
I guess. Yes.
because Easter eggs,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
about 4 days after Easter right now.
Yes. Although this was released on September 11th, 2013,
Never forget.
literally 12 years after all the hubbub. Which, yes, hashtag never forget. So, as you can see, we have one camera, and we got two camera. So,
And we have a kitty.
yes, she is currently being massaged into a coma by Kate.
A
Yeah, just-
melty blob.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to be without my mom.
She was up at the door going, "Hello, where'd you go,
Like, Mom.
ma'am?"
Mom.
It actually did kind of sound like, "Ma'am,
Yeah, she says Mom.
ma'am."
Yeah, I'm saying
Yeah.
Mom because I
And
love
then-
my mommy.
Lulu and now Dahlia.
Yeah, and
Dahlia.
she says hello.
Dahlia
Yeah,
goes,
Dahlia sits at the cat door going, "Hello, hello."
She gets that from Marley.
I don't know if it was the porch cat last night, by the way, but I walked outside and I heard somebody going, "Hello," and it sounded like a little kid. And I was like, "Hi, hello," and I was just like,
Did it say hello? Did they actually say hi?
"Yeah," it sounded like a kid down in the cul-de-sac being like, "Hey, hello, hello," and I was just like, I'm going inside immediately and not acknowledging that because
like,
it's
nope,
one
nope, nope,
it's
nope,
1
nope,
a.m.
nope,
It's
nope.
very dark out here. I don't like that.
we're getting on something that we should have gotten onto a long time ago. Tat's top videos, top 45 scariest Easter eggs. This is a long one, at least for us. 40 minutes long. Let's check it out. Here we go.
This video contains flashing lights, scary and creepy content, disturbing violent and graphic images, jump scares, pop-ups and sudden loud noises. Viewer discretion advised.
There we
The
go.
term Easter egg refers to a hidden message or joke, or in the case of this list, scare
Oh, yeah.
in a video game.
That's
It was
from
originally coined by
Scarface.
Atari after they pointed out a secret message left by Warren Robinette in the video game Adventure.
Yep.
In this list, most Easter eggs are usually
Oh,
Hey,
real
Fatal
or
Frame
triggered
2.
events
Yep.
that just add extra scares to the game. They are not necessary to gameplay, but make for a spookier experience. So, here are the top 45 scariest Easter eggs in games.
Okay.
It's crazy that there's this many scary Easter eggs. Easter eggs are usually fun.
Well, you gotta remember, there's a lot of video games.
True.
Out of This Dimension from Star Fox.
What?
If you've played Star Fox, you already know there's a secret black hole level. However, it turns out there's another, even more secret and downright creepy level that isn't even shown on the map.
Fortuna.
So most people will never know about
Sorry.
its existence.
Tootie.
To reach it, you must go to the hard asteroid belt stage
Bum,
and destroy
bum,
a
bum,
greenish-gray
bum, bum,
asteroid
bum, bum,
that will release a
dum.
giant space bird. Now you have to fly into the giant bird. Once you do that, you will be thrown into a warping and waving field of stars and planets.
Alright, I have
Planets
seen
with
this before.
faces that are grinning at you.
That's pretty creepy. Like, no joke, that's actually like...
Apartment
Cool.
3C from Grand Theft Auto.
I know
Vice
this
City.
one.
Apartment 3C is an Easter egg added by Rockstar
You
Games
can't
as a
scratch
reference
the
to the
furniture.
1983 film Scarface. As the film takes place in Florida and has a mafia-like style, the bathroom in it is splattered with blood, with a chainsaw pickup right next to it. Another
Oh, I was
nod
wondering
to
what
the
that was
film
popping out from
Scarface.
the
The apartment plays no role in the storyline whatsoever, but it was rumored to be featured in a beta mission.
Interesting.
Yeah, in Scarface, the character Tony Montana is held at gunpoint, like handcuffed in the shower like to like the rod, which is like bolted into the wall, and so is his friend, and his like one of his best friends, and his best friend is literally like diced up with a chainsaw right in front of him. Oh yeah, and like it's grisly, dude.
This is the tale of Tony Montana. Now back
Baby
to the
picture
good part.
from Crossfire. The laboratory map is medium
I've never heard
size
of
for
Crossfire.
Ghost Mode, but was also available for New Deathmatch in the past. This map is pretty basic and loved by many players, but it still held a weird and creepy picture of a baby. Near the blacklist spawn, there's a door with a lot of sparks. If you look closely between the doors, you will see a picture.
Oh, I see it.
Weird.
There's been no indication on whose baby it is, but many believe it's just a weird Easter egg made by the developers.
You know who we could ask to find out who the father of the baby is? Miss Cleo. Anybody remember Miss Cleo? Miss Cleo know the answer. Who the father of the baby? Turns out she was fake as fuck.
Jerry Springer stole all her business.
That's the truth. And then Maury Povich stole all of Jerry's.
Face from Half-Life Blue Shift.
Oh.
This creepy picture can be found in a vent in the level focal point. From a distance, it appears the man has no pupils in his eyes, but he does in fact have eggs for eyes. Hence the pun, Easter eggs. Huh? See what we did there? This Easter egg is also found in a toilet cubicle. The photo of the person is one of the developers for Gearbox.
Okay. Is it Randy Pitchford?
Failed mission. Time Splitters 2.
Oh.
If not for the terrifying Court of the Star, players found that several minutes in, strange, slow, demonic voices started playing. Among some analysis, many audio experts started claiming that the voices were audition tapes for the character Captain Ash in the game that were slowed down. It's clear that you wouldn't hear it the first time around, as you were more eager to get back into the action.
That's weird.
Oh, that's messed up.
Sounds like a ambiance from a planet in Star Wars or something. Like Dagobah ambience.
Yeah.
Jason from Dead Island. Dead Island
Jason.
took inspiration from a number of horror classics, but buried in the jungle was a cameo appearance by Jason Voorhees. If you can find the machete-wielding maniac, you'll have a hard time killing him, since he's one of the most difficult enemies in the game. His attack is a one-hit kill, and can outrun and chase the player all over the level. Yes, it's officially not the Jason, but his trademark hockey mask, disturbing bedroom, and trademark weapon are proof enough.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't know that was in Dead Island.
The giant squid.
Oh, I heard
Yeah,
about
I've seen,
this.
I've seen the giant squid.
I have too.
In
I've
the
actually
last
done this.
chamber of the Santa Maria, there is a pool. Steering into the pool for 1 minute causes a giant squid to swim by. If this process is further repeated, a cutscene plays and an enormous tentacle comes out of the water. What is its purpose? And does it tie into the other games? The
Probably
answer
not until at
remains
least
a
Odyssey,
mystery.
if I had to guess.
Yeah. Oh no, remember in Black Flag, if you did like some of the...
Is there a giant squid? In
Yeah, a
that play?
giant squid was fighting a whale.
Oh, I don't know if I ever saw that when I played.
It was actually really cool.
I'm sorry.
She's like, I went to touch the chair. It has no claws in on it.
The giant squid from Splashdown.
What is it with
There
giant
aren't any
squids?
creepier feelings than the wide open ocean. And what better way to make that fear even more scary than by traveling out of the playfield? A giant squid tentacle will attack the player and cause them to be thrown back to their original position.
Giant squid fucking eats you.
Secret Mighty
Uh-oh.
Kamikaze.
Serious?
From Serious Sam, the second encounter. In the last courtyard, There is a lone health pill in the middle right-hand corner. If you pick it up, you will activate a secret watcher. Look above, where you will find 2 eyes floating in midair. Shooting them activates a secret mighty kamikaze. Once activated, the kamikaze will explode itself in mere seconds. And it has a huge explosion radius, so stand back.
Oh,
Snap.
literally got turned into soup.
You cannot
John
scratch
Romero.
Kelly's
can-
causing problems.
it. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I want to scratch the chair.
I know this one. I haven't done this one personally, but I've seen footage of this.
Yeah, I haven't done this either. I've never got that far into Doom 2, to be honest.
From Doom 2. The boss in the final level of Doom 2 is supposed to be a giant horned demon skull head, and if you listen closely, the beast says in a distorted voice and demonic chant this. Now, if one were to reverse the sound clip, it will say this.
To win the game, you must kill me, John Romero.
In order to find John Romero, you had to enable the no clipping mode, walk through the wall behind the demon head, and then
There
be
he is.
confronted by the designer of John Romero's head on a pike.
And that was how you killed that boss. You had to hit John Romero once with any weapon.
So you had to cheat to hit him?
No. You had to know exactly where to aim, but the first time you're aiming at the face, you're aiming all over and no damage is being done. But then if you aim just right here at his chin,
Through the wall behind
right at his chin, boom, instant death.
the demon head, and then be confronted by the designer of John Romero's head on a pike.
That's a weird one for sure.
Well, John Romero's always been an edgelord.
Aliens from Outlaws. LucasArts snuck this creepy little extra into the Western shooter game Outlaws. If you acquired some dynamite in the very first level, you could blow open the outhouse and wander into a secret room with a UFO.
What the hell is this frame
Opening
rate?
the UFO window reveals several aliens.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Terrifying.
Creepy
What was more terrifying was the frame rate, like you were talking about.
voice from Jam Sessions. In the game Jam Sessions for the Nintendo DS, if you allow the A6 guitar chord to ring out and not press anything afterwards, a whispered voice that sounds very much like After some investigation, it was apparently one of the recording artists saying "next" in Japanese, but the developers had forgotten to remove it.
Oops.
Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid. The Psycho Mantis
you
boss
like to
fight
play
in Metal
Super
Gear
Mario
Solid is
Sunshine.
renowned for having one of the most innovative player experiences. Psycho Mantis is psychic, and when he reads Snake's mind, he's actually reading the
Sweet.
memory card on your console, which is still pretty creepy. When he recognizes a game file, he'll mention it while demonstrating his abilities.
One of my favorite parts about that is how he's like, "Still don't believe me? Watch this. I can move your controller only with my mind.
Yeah.
Sit your controller flat on the floor and watch." And then he's just like, "Whoa!" and it makes a sound in the game, and the controller vibrates, so it starts to go across the floor and shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Wicked.
that is funny that they thought of the idea of having
Well,
that in there.
Well, once again, Kojima just being ahead of the curve in terms of immersion, and also not only that, but I remembered the first time I ever saw that, I was like, how does he know about Crash Bandicoot? How does he know about what? Oh.
Hidden Messages from Portal 2. In one of the earlier test chambers of the game, you can find an abandoned room hidden off to the side of the level, much like the rooms found in the original Portal. If you stand close enough to one of the graffiti-covered walls, you can hear a kind of disturbing chanting. Apparently, this is a background character named Doug Ratman, who appeared in a comic book set between the two games. He's the only survivor of GLaDOS, and is responsible for all the graffiti and junk laying around the lab.
Damn.
Weird.
Never found that in Portal 2.
Sonic CD, the hidden message.
Uh-oh.
There was an anti-piracy message that was hidden in the game Sonic CD for the Sega CD. At the title screen, you can activate the sound test by pressing down, 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 left, and right. To see this message, make sure the numbers read 46, 12, 25. After that, you will be taken to this screen. Apart from the hellish music, which is more
Yeah.
disturbing, is the fact that the picture was signed by the devil. The actual Japanese text translates to
Jeez.
Hideo Kojima from Metal Gear Solid 2.
Uh-oh.
Ghosts are a paranormal phenomenon that are often featured as Easter eggs throughout the Metal Gear Solid games, and this ghost was one of the very first scare frights players encountered. If Solid Snake photographs the second projector screen in the Hold 2, then it will appear if the player successfully takes a picture of the ghost in Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. They will earn the trophy achievement called Who You Gonna Call,
I did
as
not
a
know that.
reference to
I
the
didn't
comedy
either.
blockbuster film Ghostbusters. Zombie sounds. Half-Life 2. The normal zombies you frequently encounter in the game usually make some strange howling noises. However, if you reverse it, it will sound like this.
That's
Like, there's
disturbing.
no helping you, dude. Your ribcage is entirely
Whispered
open.
Names from Black and White 2. If you play the game after 10 o'clock in the evening, the program will whisper your name at random times. It has a large collection of whispered
hell
names and uses your game or Windows profile name. Definitely creepy for first-time players.
Nope.
The Grave Mind Speech
Oh.
from Halo 2.
Yeah.
In the Halo 2 song, Destroyer's Invocation, in the first movement of the Mausoleum Suite on the Halo 2 original soundtrack, a mysterious voice chants. If this mumbling is reversed, a voice is heard saying, I have walked among men and angels for 3,000 years. Time has no end, no beginning, no purpose. I wandered seeking forgiveness for my horrible crimes against God and man. I live to see death and destruction, evil over the light. The light cannot be extinguished. I live in a prison of my own demise. I am lost in time. There are more hidden Gravemind quotes
That's-
in Halo 3's soundtrack too.
That's
And some appear
intricate.
as a reference to Elliot's poem,
Very.
The Hollow Men. The Gyroid Face from Animal Crossing. If you travel to another town and reset, You won't get Mr. Rossetti, but one of your neighbors will say that they can't reload. If you carry on playing, you'll notice your character will have the gyroid face. Basically, Nintendo planned this into the game to make sure you don't forget to save the next time you play.
Oh.
That's disturbing, Nintendo.
Slenderman, Runner 2. In a game such as this, you wouldn't even think for a moment that a stage would be haunted by the Slenderman. But it is. At several parts of the level, you'll notice him in the background, just standing motionless.
Hi!
Sometimes with tentacles protruding from his back. If you reach the end of the level and did not fire yourself at the target, you were greeted to this.
Whoa. It's a random style of game that just suddenly pops Slenderman into.
Ghostface from Super Mario 3D Land.
Oh, I
In
remember
Super
hearing about
Mario
this.
3D Land, on stage 4-4, when Mario reaches the end of the level, instead of jumping on the flagpole, run behind it and stand at the gate for about a minute. After a while, a ghostly figure will slowly materialize in the background. It resembles a tall, skinny sheet with a mask for a face. It doesn't do anything. It just floats in the background creepily for about another minute before it disappears again. Fans have referred to it as a Shy Guy mask, or a Kadama, or even a Hell Valley Skytree. This face appears on 2 levels. The Goldshire Children from World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft takes place in a truly massive universe, so there's a lot of room for weirdness in the dark corners. In the town of Goldshire, for instance, if you're standing in the right spot at 7 a.m., you'll see 6 children running around in a pentagram formation before fleeing back into their home. If you follow them, you'll hear some spooky, ominous music, and find the kids standing completely motionless, still in their pentagram configuration. They apparently disappear at 8 p.m. each day, only to reappear the next morning. When asked, Blizzard said that the children are an homage to the Diablo games, a popular series also from Blizzard.
Interesting.
I feel like I've actually seen those kids running through there before until my time playing, but I never knew there was something creepy
from
about them.
Gears of War 3. In the Phoenix Rising DLC, the slab map, search for a recreation area outside. Find one of the thrash balls and kick it to a gate that's blocking a hallway towards the electric chair. Kick the thrash ball through the circular hole in the gate. A rat will exit the hole, and a disturbing locust laughs.
Evil rat! Evil rat! Kill it with fire!
Easter egg. If you go to the top left door on the map, where the footprints are, and shoot it, you'll hear the sound of a man groaning. In the showers on the right-hand side when looking down the stairs, there's a knife stabbed into the wall. Teddy bears from Call of Duty.
I always thought that the one with the giant fire-breathing rooster in Gears of War 3 was like was a scary Easter egg. Did you ever do that one? Yeah. Pretty terrifying.
Duty Black Ops 2. The
Lots.
teddy bears have made many appearances throughout the Call of Duty games, but their appearance in Black Ops 2 is anything but creepy. Apparently, somehow teddy bears at the mystery box spawn points. Will scan the room looking towards the left, then will quickly drop its head as if it were spying on characters, looking like it wasn't trying to be noticed. Shooting or knifing a teddy bear will cause fluff to come out of it. However, no visible wounds can be seen on the actual bear.
Weird.
If it were a doll, that'd really get
Hell
you.
Valley
yeah.
Sky Trees from Super Mario
I saw
Galaxy
these
2.
dudes.
In Super Mario Galaxy 2, in the Shiver Burn Galaxy,
There
use
they are.
first-person mode and look up into the mountains. There are 3 shadowy figures watching Mario. What's creepy is that they follow Mario's every move, as they are seen in various places in the background, should you go into first-person mode. Hackers have apparently found mysterious creatures as a texture in the game's coding, called Hell Valley Skytree. Stranger still, when hackers have used flying cheats to try and reach the figures, they simply disappear.
That one's a mystery that still plagues a lot of Mario fans.
Hauntings within room from Silent Hill 4.
Ooh.
Depending on the actions the player took, certain hauntings would appear in the room. The most common ones included shadows, veins in the walls, ghosts emerging, and strange noises. There were also hidden Easter eggs such as a head, Henry's shadow, and the rabbit who stares back at the player once they look through the crack in the wall.
Okay. The room is underrated, man. It's actually got some really good
From
scares.
BioShock Infinite.
The only thing I don't like
Possession
about the
is-
room is the difficulty spike towards the end, because that's the reason I've still never beat that game.
Fair enough.
The most useful figures in BioShock Infinite, and one of the most evocative as you get it for the first time. A beautiful ghost woman is seen seducing whoever you use it against, with a strange melodic sound that's difficult to understand. However, if you reverse the audio clip, you hear this. This is actually dialogue from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. So now that you know that voice, it leads many of its victims to suicide, as shown in the upgraded version of Possession.
With just a whisper, they're all ears.
Damn.
Idle, from Fatal Frame 2. If players went idle for several minutes, the screen would static slightly, showing the face of a child or an adult. Similar idle scares have appeared in the other games too.
Yeah, in the
Most
first
notably,
game,
Fatal
bloody
Frame 3
handprints.
and 4. The game gives no indication or clue as to who the faces belong to.
Yeah, it freaked me out when I came back one time because I completely forgot it was a thing. I left Fatal Frame 1 paused on my PC when I was playing it like a year or so ago. And I come back and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that happens, because there's just like bloody handprints appearing across the pause screen if you wait long enough.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Hidden sanity effects from Eternal
Oh gosh.
As the player is seen by monsters, their sanity meter depletes. The lower the meter is when entering a room, the more likely a sanity effect will occur. When the sanity effect is over, the screen flashes a bright white, after which everything returns to normal as the player is teleported to the last room he was in. Most effects occur randomly, although some are scripted to appear only in certain levels or at certain points, and are thus classified as Easter eggs. One particularly freaky moment was when the game takes control of your game and deletes all of your save files.
Makes you think it's
You
deleting
can
your
breathe
data.
a sign of relief when you realize it's only a sanity effect. Similar in terms of Fatal Frame's idle Easter egg, if the controller is left idle for several minutes, the game's audio will go silent, and a still image of Pius takes up the screen. Hidden Alma scene from Fear. In the first mission, there's a hidden Easter egg that many players didn't know about. If a player started opening and closing the double doors repeatedly, the HUD screen will start to flicker. If the player kept opening and closing the doors for a few minutes, the door and table will disappear and Alma will be standing inside. If the player wandered through the set of double doors, then the screen would flash white and Alma can be heard saying,
I didn't know about that, despite playing through that game like 4 times.
Well,
Ghost
maybe you should
voice
try it now.
From Modern Warfare 3. On the level Sanctuary, if players went prone and hid next to certain gravestones, they would hear the voice of a girl talking about something. The voices are actually sound clips taken from Davis Family Vacation, a video introduction to the 8th mission of the game, which takes place after Mind the Gap.
Laying next to tombstones when they start laughing, like,
Ghost
nope.
Room from Call of Duty Finest Hour. The Ghost Room is an Easter egg
Call of
found
Duty.
in Call of Duty Finest Hour. In the level called Underground Passage, if players took the right side of the tunnel, they would find a door that cannot be opened, with a med pack next to it. By throwing 3 grenades at it, the door will be blown open. The Ghost Room consists of no ceiling, except for floating candles and a small P-51 Mustang flying around.
You're a wizard,
On the
Harry.
ground is a small Sherman tank rolling around. A toilet is on the right. A chair with a Kaiser bear will be sitting, and in the center there will be a cradle with a coveted sticky bear laying at the foot of it. At first, the cradle appears to be empty, but going up to it and looking inside it,
Oh.
the ghost of a young boy appears to be sitting in it. Hitting the action button near it will make him get out and walk in midair, posing as a soldier. He doesn't seem to acknowledge that the player is there, and gives a blank stare the whole time. The entire room also appears to be lined with strange pictures, and near the stairs there is a Browning 30 caliber machine
And a
gun.
giant
When the player
friggin'
first
rat.
goes inside this room, an American voice will say,
This is easily the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
Easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
The Possessed Teddy Bear from Fear 3, a hidden Easter egg that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. You will come across many teddy bears found throughout the suburbs level. Some will just be sat and stored on shelves, but there was one hidden in a room that was possessed. It had glowing red eyes, and sometimes if you stared at it long enough,
Ow.
you ended up taking damage for unknown reasons. What's worse, if you looked back at the bear, it would have returned to its normal state.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Scarecrow's Bow from Batman.
Oh, I remember
Arkham
this
City.
one.
Scarecrow does not appear in Arkham City. However, a boat with one of his victims and a heap of creepy stuff can be found. In this boat, he has shipment orders from Falcon, one of Gotham's mob bosses. As
Falcone.
an Easter egg, the game goes into first-person perspective, with a thug sitting in a chair and a list that reads that Scarecrow is there.
I remember my assistant manager at FYE and me were talking
Ghost
about
of
that. And he was like, yeah, I think it's possibly hinting that the next Arkham game might be based off of Long Halloween, which is like one of my favorite Batman comics. And then guess what happened?
Yeah.
Arkham City is based off of Long Halloween.
Yes.
Hitman contracts.
No, Arkham City, but
Already
Arkham Knight.
Arkham
mentioned
Knight,
in
yeah.
our creepy urban game legends list, the ghost of the Hitman contracts appears in the level Traditions on the Trade. If you pick the lock while nobody's looking, you can go into a hidden area of the hotel. If you carry on through a dreary hallway, you'll run into a cop who tells you that there's been a nasty accident in one of the rooms. There's a dead body on the floor and a knife on the wall. However, when you walk into the bathroom, you get to see the ghost in the mirror. You can also see the ghost appear in the bedroom too. The ghost has no relation to the plot whatsoever. It's not even an achievement or anything like that. What is its purpose in the game, and who it actually was remains a complete mystery. The ghost can also be killed and is said to appear in 6 different parts of the level.
Okay.
Tumbleweed From Red Dead
Oh,
Redemption,
yeah.
Rockstar included a large number of scary Easter eggs and tumbleweed to supposedly make the game much more atmospheric and creepy. If players wandered throughout the area, they would encounter strange things. Such examples include the walls of the first and second floor of the mansion changing color very slowly, random footprints appearing on the stairs to the cellar, voices whispering in the cellar, lights flickering, faces and spirits appearing, and doors closing by themselves. Even animals have been seen acting very oddly, such as the rabbits who appear to be sitting in the rooms, even when players approach them. Horses mysteriously disappear from the barn, and one lone skinny horse is spotted near the windmill. Barking is also heard throughout the area, and if tracked long enough, will eventually lead to the cemetery, but there are no dogs to be found.
Alright. I basically saw like none of the side things from Red Dead Redemption. It's a funny story, and I have a weird memory of the game in general, but I played straight through the entire game's main story. And for some reason, like, my brain at the time was not registering that this is a Rockstar game, and therefore is probably open world.
It has a lot of
So
shit.
that's one of the only open world games I've ever actually just played straight through from beginning to end and then never touched again.
So basically, you chose the linear way of going through it.
Yeah, like, I've not seen a single piece of side content that I know of from Red Dead Redemption somehow.
Fair enough.
Growling noises. Grand Theft Auto 4. Growling noises are considered a rare phenomenon that is said to occur inside the abandoned Alderney Casino in beach areas at night. The growls are said to be similar to that of a lion or dog, which is further confusing because there are no animals in Grand Theft Auto 4. Others say that the growls come from a ghost that resides inside the casino. The only possible explanation for the growls is the echoing sound of thunder from a storm, or it could be one of the hobos who lives and sleeps in the old casino. Haunted baby stroller. The haunted baby stroller with no visible owners. Its placement could be a reference to children in the game. It is haunted because it tends to move by itself, and when you shoot it, you can hear a little girl's voice saying, "Mommy." Heart of Happiness.
Oh, yeah.
If the player takes a helicopter to the Statue of Happiness in Liberty City, they can walk through a door with plaques that read, "No hidden content this way." After you climb up a giant ladder through the center of Lady Liberty, the player will find a massive beating heart suspended by chains in a red tinted chamber. A lot of unanswered questions remain. Is the statue alive? Why is it suspended by chains? And why is it even there? It's weird, disturbing, and very confusing.
Indeed it is.
Library Ghost from Gears of War Judgment.
Never played the
In the
Judgment.
one-shot room located above the breach shot spawn, a player can throw a grenade up into the rafters to knock loose a painting, which will fall on the wall opposite to the room entrance. Next to the portrait, there is a small scrap of paper that can only be destroyed via snub pistol. Once the paper is destroyed, a small orb will appear on the cog located on the painting wall. Small papers identical to the first one will then appear near all the paintings on the map. Destroying a paper will change the nearby portrait into something gruesome. Once all 8 of the papers are destroyed, return to the one-shot room and find the cog fully lit with all 8 glowing orbs. Approaching the painting will cause a Reaper to phase out of it, scour through a book, and return back into the painting. Shooting the painting will teleport you to a secret tomb, where you have to fight the Reaper on a one-on-one duel. The Reaper's health far exceeds any standard multiplayer character, and spawns with 2 random weapons every time you enter the room. While killing the Reaper does not reward you with a unique medal or a weapon skin set, It does count as a kill towards your score, and can sometimes drop a bushka, which is the only way of getting one on this thing.
Hey.
That
Okay.
is odd and weirdly complex.
Yeah.
Yuboa from Yume Nikki.
From what now?
Yuboa is a secret Easter egg in the
Yume
Japanese
Nikki?
freeware game Yume Nikki.
I'm gonna say, should send this to Chad and be like, hey man, your girl made a game without you.
Where the player controls a girl while she dreams. The game is very explorative and could at face value be considered barren, but there are spooky secrets underneath it all. When in a certain NPC's house, there is a 1 in 64 chance that when you flip the light switch off,
Whoa.
Yuboa
Yeah.
will suddenly appear. It's a startling effect to be sure, but the entire house changes. You can't leave the house. You can't turn the light back on. And the only thing you can really do is touch Yuboa, since he stalks you around the room, or stab him with your knife effect.
Oh. Well,
It's very strange.
that is extremely strange.
The
Why?
mannequin head. Condemned.
Oh
Criminal
man.
origins. At Bard's department store, if the player gazed at the nearest mannequin at the right,
This game
before
still
the
holds the
enemy
record
shows
for
up,
scaring me the hardest that any
mannequin's
game
head
has
will
ever
suddenly
scared me. I
turn
had one
toward-
scare.
Which one
I
was
told
it?
you all about that. Basically, I was playing it on my parents' old computer desk that had one of the things that rolls out, so your keyboard's like on it.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
had
the
the mouse
keyboard
right
tray.
next to it, and at one point it jump scared me so bad. I won't spoil exactly what the jump scare is, but it was something I was like, you can't get much more unexpected than what they did there. That I went ah! And flung the mouse, and the mouse went to the floor, and I had to fucking grab it real quick to keep playing.
Oh gosh.
I can just picture you. Yeah, did your parents get mad?
No, I don't
Oh.
think they were down there at the time.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
toward the direction of the player and remain in that fixed position. Now, the idea was for the player to wander away from the mannequin so that it whispers. This in turn will entice the player to turn around and notice the head already turned.
Nope. Oh my god.
Haunted changing rooms in St. Joseph's Secondary School. Once players entered the changing rooms, they turned sinisterly evil. For starters, strange supernatural forces are present. Often doors locking themselves, locker doors opening, or lights exploding. The hidden Easter eggs here are the doors the players will wander through. If players attempted to go back, the doors will violently close with no explainable reason. The game never mentions that the level is haunted in any way. There's no reports on the matter. There's no dead children anywhere. In fact, all the player has to fight are crawlers and addicts.
It's also got some of the best sound design still, in my opinion, of any horror game. It's like when you're first starting out Condemned, like you do see like that there's a crazy guy in the building that you're going into.
Yeah.
Your character's kind of like, I think there's still a cop at that point. They're like, come out with your hands up. And then you hear it, and it's like recorded and sounds like it's coming through the walls from the other room, like, fuck you! And shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like so good.
Crypt Scare from Mortal Kombat 9. In the new Mortal Kombat, there's a place called the Crypt, where you can gain prizes such as alternate costumes or fatalities. The place is creepy enough. It consists of a dark graveyard / swampland divided into sectors, and you gain prizes in one sector by activating torture devices to kill people, such as Iron Maidens and racks. Players have stayed far away from
Ow.
What the hell?
The heck was that?
the crypt, and for obvious reasons. Screamers. These disturbing demons will suddenly flash on screen for
Well,
a
at
split
least it
second.
didn't happen when that got on the screen.
Yeah, 'cause
Damn.
I guarantee
I would have jumped really bad.
Yeah, and Calliope would have gone, like, flying. It's okay, baby. It's okay.
At random intervals, which caused a lot of fear amongst the gaming community. Face from Call of Duty Black Ops
I
2,
remember this one.
Mob of the Dead. When on the roof where the plane is assembled, the player is required to have a sniper rifle, such as the Barrett M82A1 or the DSR-50. They must proceed to the far end of the roof to the left of the runway. If the player scopes in on the firework display in the distance, a distorted picture of what appears to be Rusman's face will flash up on the screen for a split second. Why this happens and to what purpose remains a mystery.
I bet that scared the crap out of some people.
Yeah.
Doom 3 Easter eggs. Hidden face. When you start Doom 3 and wait, you will be given an intro with lots of text about the advancement of the UAC. Near the end, for a split second, a zombie skeleton face with one eye missing and a wide open mouth will appear on the planet. You must have a quick eye, because it lasts only a second. The mirror. While wandering the toilets of the first few levels, there will be many mirrors placed above the sinks.
I've done this one myself multiple times.
One of them reveals a terrifying Easter egg. Hidden messages on keypads. In the first few levels, you will encounter rooms with the pentagram symbol on the floor surrounded by candles where demons spawn from. The rooms have keypads to get into them, but some doors have keypads that are broken. If you look closely, you will see text saying something. When it blinks, the text quickly changes and says something like, "Hell waits to kill you."
It's Patruller's office.
Whispering voices. The first bathroom you can enter is on the right-hand side.
What happened to his voice?
Exit from it.
I think it might be a
If you
different
enter to the
voice
far
actor.
corner of the cubicles, you'll hear strange whispering, almost as if the vent of air is whispering something. The fact that most of the UAC staff claim that unexplained things are happening ties this Easter egg together.
Vandalized faces from the Game Boy camera.
Oh.
The Game Boy camera allowed you to take a picture of yourself and edit it. While a nice addition, it was rather useless because the Game Boy screen was very small and the screen resolution was grainy and did not support color. It didn't sell very well and had many complaints from users who had pressed the run button. The run button was meant for a minigame, but it wasn't the type of minigame that you would have expected. Pressing this button would make the game freeze and show you a number of vandalized and creepy faces.
Oh. These look like just bad drag show competitors.
That was
Huh.
weird as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Sheesh. Well, there you go. 45 Easter eggs. All for us. Some pretty creepy ones in there, man. Some ones that if we genuinely experienced it, I'd probably jump. Well, there's one. Well, and these aren't even like the intentional jump scares in like these games, because I know that Mr. Tibbetts from Criminal Origins or Condemned Criminal Origins, sorry. Basically that whole segment where you have to get a close-up of his face and everything.
Oh yeah, that's just one of the jump scares on the main
Yeah.
story.
That one got me because I was not expecting it.
I was kind of expecting it, so it didn't really get me that bad.
Well, then there's, well, it's a movie we're probably going to be watching, 7. There's a jump scare that happens in it that came completely out of nowhere. But, yeah, this video was a lot of fun, and Tats, yeah, I know that Tats wants us to watch the newest one, which is even longer than this one, which...
We're building up to it.
Yes. Give us time, Tats. We will get there eventually. Also, me switching up the camera angles, like camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. So yeah, I need to get a little Elgato stream or what stream deck down here, and just have it to where it's like the 4 buttons, and I can like click back and forth like camera 1, camera 2. That way it can be a little bit easier on myself. But we'll see how that goes. Anywho, so yeah, y'all enjoy. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Were there any that you saw that like had you just like a little bit like ooh?
Nick,
Talking to me or Kate?
Both of you.
I mean, a lot of them were strange. And then I've seen a lot of them before because I've actually gone through the trouble of finding them myself. So
Fair.
And then there was a lot that was just kind of not that strange, but I just didn't know about it. So
How about you, Kate? Were there any that
I
struck you?
didn't know about the Animal Crossing one.
Oh yeah, with like the empty face. That one's pretty messed up. But I like it. I like that one a lot.
But my favorite one's got to be the Doom 3 mirror. It has all kinds of cool stuff like that in it.
Wicked.
People diss on Doom 3 a lot, but I think it's a great game. It's just, not what everybody was hoping it would be, but I still think it's awesome.
It's underappreciated. Well, anyway, so that's going to do it. So thank you all very much for checking this out. Once again, this was Tat's Top Videos, Top 45 Scariest Easter Eggs in Games. We'll see if we can't get to the second one, Top 50 Scariest Easter Eggs in Games, but that one's over an hour long. We will get there, though. Trust me. All in due time. So I'm going to leave a like on this. And I'm going to see. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe as well. So, anyway. I guess that's going to do it. So, until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Kate.
I am Nick.
This is Calliope.
And we'll
And
see.
Asher's over there.
Yeah. Old Ashy boy. I don't know if you can see him from this angle. What about this angle? Kind of. Yeah, you can see him a little bit right back there over Nick's shoulder.
He's asleep as a donut right now. So.
Yeah, he's snoozing. So, anyway, thank you for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.